So it's kind of harder as the notes get higher to make it work. But like I said, you just hit the string and move it up. This may take a little practice, but I'm sure you'll be able to get it, and it will add a lot to, I think, your harmonic playing. The next part of this videotape, I'd like to examine in a little more detail some of the more complex slapping and tapping techniques that I do, and ways to combine them, and ways that I've used them in my music. Now, to do this, first of all, there's a few things that we need to work on that I think are good exercises in general. The first thing we need is popping with 2 fingers at the same time. So we're going to be playing thirds in the key of G. So we'll be playing the G on the D string with the first finger, and with our third finger, the B on the G string. And we're playing them at the same time. No flams will be allowed, so I advise you to practice this slowly, and so you can get them to ring out at the same time. Then we'll be playing the minor third in the key of G with the A and the C, and then a minor third again with the B and the D. First we'll be playing these in whole note figures, then half note figures, and then as quarter notes. I advise you to practice this at various tempos, starting from the very slow, to get to wherever you can play it fast and have both notes ring out simultaneously and sound like one note. Now, one place where I've utilized this technique is in a song called Sexually Active that's on my first album, Radio Free Albumeth, on Relativity Records. And in this funk popping technique, we also use some of the techniques that we worked on and used in my first videotape, Slap, Pop, and Tap with Stuart Hamm, on Hot Licks videos, available at finer record and music stores everywhere. So, the way this lick works is, we start off with thumbing our A on the E string and hammering onto a B. Then we move up and do the same thing on the next string, striking the D, hammering on to the E. Going back, doing the same thing on the E string. Then playing our open E. Then we're popping a series of fourths. First would be an A and a D on the D and G string. Then we hit the low E again. Then we're popping the B and the E. Then we go back and do the hammer-ons again. And then hitting the open E. Then we move up in consecutive fourths from the B and the D, A and the D, sorry, D and the E, up to the D and the G. Okay, so now that we know the elements of this lick, let's try to put them together in the context of the song and the riff itself. Now, this is one of those licks that sometimes is easier to play fast. One of the reasons this is because when it goes by so quick, it's easy to mask a lot of mistakes. And if you take the time to work this stuff out very slowly and precise, when you get it up to speed, it will be incredibly tight and not sloppy. So I want to start this very, very slow, and we'll work up. And again, I can't stress enough how important it is to do this with everything you play, so that it's nice and tight and clean, and when you get it up to speed, it's not slop. So let's try this lick very slowly. See, it's even hard for me to hold it back down. But now let's try it. Speed it up just a little bit. And let's try it a little quicker. So if you take the time to practice this slow and neat and cleanly, by the time you work it up fast, you'll have it under your fingers and it'll sound great. Moving on, I'd like to discuss now a little more of the tapping techniques. To illustrate this, I'd like to play a piece and then go through and show you how to play some of the pieces yourself, some of the parts of the piece yourself. So I'd like to perform a piece from my second album entitled Kings of Sleep. This piece is called Terminal Beach.